Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.co.uk, back again with another project for you, and this time it's Ferrero Friday is back. After a little bit of a break, there were some issues with Ferrero not being happy with people, I think, using their products, but hey, I haven't had anything, so do you know what? I've missed doing these projects. I love a 3D project, and actually I've put a Ferrero in this. You could easily pop a little pack of sweets in or something else, but it is lovely. And look at this gorgeous designer series paper. I've got to share this with you because this is a freebie. Yes, this is one of those papers that you can get from our celebration offering, and it is all beautiful black and white and gold, and it goes with the honeybee. And I'll just very quickly flick through the papers. So bees on one side and stripes. It is foiled, so it looks beautiful. You see here, and the black and white bees on the back. Hexagons on one side and a grid on the other. Golden honeybees and hives with the lovely black hexagon on the other side. Do you know what? I'm just going to use the front of that because I just think it's beautiful. There's the paper we're using, which on the reverse has got the lovely floral image. And then finally, you can see I've been flicking through this. We've got this one, which has the, again, black and white floral image on the back. So any of these would work for this project. But you know what? I'm going to use this lovely paper for this second one. So it is a real quick and easy project to do. You don't need a die to do it. I'll show you how to do it, and you also don't need to use a massive amount of paper. A lot of these you can buy or you can get templates for them, but they use you know, a large amount of paper and you get a lot of wastage. So hopefully this will just give you an idea of how you can make one without as much wastage. And I've used just some gold thread I happen to have. I hadn't got any Stampin' Up gold fine thread, but that would work just as well. And all that happens is this just opens up like so, and there's your Ferrero. So, you know, you could really make these very quickly, prep them in advance. Little tags. This is a new punch. Again, look at this, a fabulous punch. So this punch not only punches this lovely label shape here, but it punches, if you can just see, possibly not, it punches a little hole and it punches a slot as well. There we go. Perhaps, you can't quite see because of my lights, but anyway, on the back here, a hole and a slot. Absolutely fantastic for making your tags. So we start off with a sheet of 12 by 12, and the first thing you're going to do is cut the paper at 14 centimetres. So just come in here at 14 centimetres like so, giving you a great big piece to use for other projects. Open out our bar, and we're going to then cut at 21 centimetres like so. So again, another useful piece. You could easily make a card front out of that. So you've got a piece that is 21 by 14 centimetres, and just cut that in half at 7 centimetres. And you've got two pieces. Actually, you could have done the scoring first, actually, but each piece you want to score at 7 and 14. Really, really easy project to make this one. And the reason I've done it with 7 and 14 is because it's easy to divide by 2, which will make sense to you in a moment. So 7 and 14 again. So pop scoreboard away, and what you need now is a pen and a ruler. So here's my ruler, my pen of course is here. Alright, and what I'm going to do is actually turn this over to show you what to do. So all you're going to do is mark on the very edge of each at 3.5, and normally I would say to score on the other side. It's paper, it really doesn't matter for this, and it will make life a lot easier than trying to mark on the reverse side, which is black, which is not easy for you to see on a video. So mark all 4 ends at 3.5 centimetres, and actually that one doesn't look like that's 3 centimetres I've marked it at. Yeah, I don't write everywhere else. Then come in with take your pick tool, and what I suggest is that you come in and just fold those just to help show you where the score lines are. And all you're doing is scoring from up in the top here to that score line there. Now you could do this on your scoreboard, on your trimmer if you wanted to. But I find, you know, by the time you've got it out and lined it up, it is just as easy with a ruler, but it's also useful for me to show you with a ruler as well, because, you know, not everybody has the scoring facility, although the Stampin' Up! Trimmer is fantastic for that. You know, it really does give you both. You've got both trimmer and scorer on there, which is fantastic for when you're doing projects. And then we're going to use our scissors next to do a little bit of trimming. So you've got 4 pieces which you've scored. You can't really see the score lines particularly well there, but hopefully you'll be able to see them in a moment. And all you're going to do, I would recommend that you go through and just fold those, because that will just help show you where the score lines are. Okay. And all you're going to do is on 2 corners, you're going to cut about 1 centimetre away from the score line and just trim that top piece. And then on the other side, you're actually going to cut along the score line. Okay. So on each end, you'll have one with a tab and one with a straight cut, like so. Okay, so there's your tab and there's your straight cut. Do the same on your other piece. Okay, so cut one with a tab and one with a straight cut. Okay, so straight cut and tab. So let's scoot all of those bits away. So you have 2 pieces which look the same. The next bit is to come in with our hole punch, and what you're going to do is just feed this through on the centre. Just you can line at the point and just bring it back until you can't see it. Again, if you've got another hole punch that you prefer to use, that's great. This one I just think is so useful, because you know you've got a slot and everything all in one, and it's a nice narrow little hole as well. So let's carry on with the construction. On this bit, it's probably a good idea to use a bit of wet glue. So you're just going to put on the inside some wet glue, and you're then going to just pop that over the top, and the wet glue just gives you that bit of wiggle room to make sure that you're all nice and square. Okay, now for the tabs, so you now end up with this shape. It's a little bit like the curvy keepsake box shape, and I did get out my tear and tape. Honestly, if you wouldn't want to see, no, you wouldn't want to see my desk. My desk is I craft in chaos. So just on 2 of these tabs, add a bit of tear and tape, and you're going to add it close to that score line, like so. And all you do is peel that off, line that up on the edge. I find it easiest by folding it in, lining it up with the point. So, the next one. I did toy with having two sort of flaps on the closing edge, but for ease I found it was easier to sort of show you how to create it using just the tabs. And then say I've got some sort of gold thread here, which I've had in my stash, partly because I couldn't find the really fine gold thread. And what I do is I go in from the front, and I've looped this in half actually, so in through the front, pop it out through this one on the side, round the back. So you didn't actually, you only need to punch one, but again it's for completeness. There you go. And all you're doing is just pulling that through. Typical with wire thread, got a kink in it. So this kind of equal lengths. Pop that back through the front. Pop your lovely gold and brown, not quite black and gold, Ferrero in there, and fold a flap in and pull up to close. And then all I've done is then created a tag to go with it. So our tag, I've used the lovely honeybee stamp set, which says "Thinking of you, sweet friend." And so having popped that, I'm just going to stamp that in black, but obviously if you'd got time, or if you wanted to, you could easily stamp that in, go in Versamark, and then heat emboss in gold, and that would look really stunning. It depends on your occasion. And then just feed that in, line it up to where you want it to be. I perhaps could have done with a bigger piece of card and a post-it note. There you go. Looks pretty central. Punch. Pop that in on the end to create our little hole. Or actually we could, in fact, that might even be better. I'm just going to pop that in so it's just before the edge, and do it on the side there. And then actually I can pop that thread through the top here and have a bow, and have it, instead of hanging down, I can have it horizontal. So pull that up, pop my other bit of thread through. I'm making a real meal of this, aren't I, honestly? Oh well, my ladies at class get used to it. The chaos continues. We do have a laugh though, at least we seem to have a laugh. Okay, right. And then just tie a bow on the front there, which of course, I'm not sure that I like this actually with this. I think I might prefer it hanging down, but hey, there we go. I can just adjust those in to make it a slightly better proportioned bow. And there we have a sweet treat box. There's my other one, ready for gifting. I think I prefer it with the hanging down one, wherever that bit piece has gone. I've obviously lost it somewhere in the chaos. Thanks for watching. Come back and see me again soon. I am going to do some more Ferrero Friday projects. Lots of people have asked for some more, so I'll see what I can sort out. Come back and see me again soon. And if you'd like any of the products you've seen today, particularly the free DSP, pop along to my Stampin' Up shop at heidismith.stampinup.net, or pop along to my blog, follow the links to shop, or follow the links to the specific projects. Thank you for watching. Come back and see me soon. Bye now.